In all seriousness, that it would be Brian Harvenac from Ridgid Tool Company. Kirk, can you patch him in, please? All right, great. Brian, good morning and welcome to the Home Solution Show.
Good morning, Jack. How are you?
Merry Christmas to you.
Same thing to you.
And, you know, I'm wearing, we're going to have our interview here that we're taping here live. This is our second show we're taping, videotaping, so we can place on our website and also YouTube. And what's kind of cool about this, Brian, that we're going to be demonstrating, I'm going to show the tool that you sent me, the SeeSnake Micro. And I'm going to show that up on YouTube and on our website so that people have a little bit of an idea, video-wise, other than this on-air radio interview, what this product looks like.
That's great. Are you going to be wearing the Santa hat at the same time?
Of course I am. Absolutely. And you know why? Because it's perfect. This is, you know, I got this tool, but thank you for sending it to me, by the way. I had a chance to play with it a little bit. I'm going to open up out of the case right now and show folks out there a little bit what this tool is all about. It is a really neat tool. And you mentioned to me that, you know, contractors mainly use it, but I can tell you this much, dealing on the homeowner sector quite a bit, homeowners could probably use this product quite a bit as well. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's one of the great things about the tool. You know, it's simple enough to use. It's not very complicated. You basically turn some lights on and look at an LCD screen. But it's something that not only contractors can use, but also homeowners. And there's a lot of different applications around the home that a homeowner can use it for. You know,
it is a really neat tool, and I was, you know, to describe it a little bit more here live on the air. What it is basically it's about a 3-foot long directional line, if you will, with on the end of it is a camera and a light source, right?
Exactly. I don't think I could have explained it any better. It's basically a 3-foot flexible cable.
Right.
And the great thing is, and something that I didn't send to you, Jack, was you can actually extend those cables up to 30 feet as well. So there's a lot of different things that
I didn't realize that.
Do with it.
Well, that is cool because, you know, there's a lot of times that, you know, being a, you know, Gary, and you can mention, you probably admit to this too, you're working with tools, all of a sudden you lose a tool or part, and all of a sudden it drops down a place and you can't find it. Now, how are you going to do that? Well, you can't even find it, you can't feel around for it, and it actually has an adapter on there. You have a couple adapters. One is a magnet and one is like a hook that you can actually put on. You not only view it, but you can actually retrieve it at the same time.
Sure, and I've heard some great stories about the hook, people using the hook on the end of that to retrieve rings and things like that from drain lines. So
so that's waterproof?
Oh, it's definitely, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's waterproof up to 10 feet in depth, so not only can you extend it up to 30 feet, but you can put it down a drain if you needed to.
I didn't realize it was waterproof. That's a great. Many times we lose something down there. What about, you know, diamond rings we lose down the drain? Gary, I know you got a lot of diamond rings in your house that you're losing all the time, right?
I just had that happen.
You did?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, during Thanksgiving.
No kidding.
Yeah, the couples that we go for Thanksgiving, we had to take the whole trap apart.
Oh, really?
And it was all glued.
Did you get it?
No.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, you know, this is a really neat tool, and of course, it's hard for me to show this right now, but it has a viewing screen on there, a full-color viewing screen, and Brian, you can imagine this. My kids were just loving this tool. They were going, I was like, hey, Daddy, look underneath the couch, and let's look underneath the refrigerator. And, you know, some of the things you see isn't the best. But it is a great tool, and folks can find out more information about it at Ridgid.com. Brian, can you tell us where folks can actually buy this product? Can they buy it locally at maybe at a home improvement center or something like that?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, Ridgid has a huge distribution base, but probably what most of your listeners would know is Home Depot. Obviously, it's available at Home Depot, and then any other large plumbing distributor would carry it as well.
Oh, it's got AV cables too. You can hook it to your TV, huh?
Exactly.
Thank you, Gary.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it does. I didn't realize that as well, but it does have that capacity. So, in case the viewing screen you're using right now isn't large enough, you can do that. How much does this product typically cost?
You know, that's another great part about it. It retails for right around $200, $220, something like that. So
okay.
It's something that's really going to pay for itself pretty quickly. I mean, imagine if you did lose a ring down a drain or something like that. If you found it and were able to retrieve it, that $200 is not that much to swallow anymore.
No, absolutely. And I know we only touch base with some of the uses of the product, but can you tell us, you know, like who could use this and what type of uses is it for?
Well, I tell you, I've used mine all over my house. I mean, there's some things that maybe not every homeowner would do, but I've used mine to I've drilled a little hole in my wall and looked behind the wall to see how much insulation was back there.
That's true, right?
Yeah, I was able to find that I had some blown-in insulation, and the insulation had really settled down into the wall. So I needed to get to get that taken care of, obviously.
Well, that obviously drilling a small little hole, probably about a 3/4 inch wide hole, just to get the head through is a that's an easy thing to patch if you had to remove the whole drywall and all that. That would make a lot of sense. And also spotting maybe wires or piping in the wall that you're not sure they're there.
Sure. I mean, it can be a dangerous thing to just jab a reciprocating saw or something like that into the wall and hope for the best. I mean, obviously looking for plumbing, looking for any type of electrical lines. Again, I've used mine to actually help me run wires and things like that for surround sound systems and things like that. You just don't know what's behind the wall. And one of the things, Jack, I want to point out is
go ahead.
The product that I sent you actually has a 3/4 inch head, but we've also got one that is generally used a lot more in the automotive side of things, but it's got a smaller head. It's about 9.5 millimeters in diameter.
Really?
So that just makes things even better. You don't have to drill even a 3/4 inch hole in the wall.
I didn't realize that. That's great. And we're talking about the many uses for the product, but one that obviously you noted here, but I want to make people aware of, and some of the contractors out there that are in the HVAC industry. There's oftentimes they have to go in and do a physical check of the forced air unit system and the furnace, and quite frankly, they need to look at the heat exchanger for cracks, and sometimes that can be a hard thing to do or even get to. So you mentioned in your material here that you can do that as well.
That's probably one of the most popular things with HVAC people. Right now there's not a real easy way to do it. I don't know if every homeowner has looked at their heat exchangers before, but there's really no easy way to get in there and look, and it can be a really dangerous situation if you have a cracked heat exchanger. I mean, that's how you end up getting carbon monoxide poisoning and things like that. So yeah, HVAC contractors have been really big at using these to look inside of heat exchangers.
Well, that's cool. And we mentioned that the fact that it's used a lot for home improvement needs and general uses around the house, but what's also important too, it can be used also in the automotive industry, right?
Sure. Yeah. I guess that's one of the beauties of this tool is it's not just a plumbing tool or an HVAC tool. We've had people using it in the automotive industry. Obviously, there's a lot of places inside of an engine compartment that you just can't see very easily. And with the smaller camera head that I was talking about earlier, you can actually go in through a spark plug hole, look inside of a cylinder, check out the valves and things like that without tearing an engine completely apart.
I'm just playing with the tool right here. I've been putting on the different adapters, like the one that has the magnet on it. I've been picking up things around that, and also the hook on it. So if you're, like I mentioned before at the beginning of this interview, if you're looking into a wall and you have a diamond ring or a necklace or something else may be falling down to the wall and you can't retrieve it by breaking out the whole wall, for example, you can just simply go in, see it on the camera with the lighted version, and hook it and pull it right back up. It's a nice retrieving tool. And you also have a little mirror on here too, in case if you wanted to put that on there and you're trying to see into an area where that maybe the camera head can't bend into, but that mirror will reflect it back into the camera lens, it can show that as well.
Exactly. Sometimes you just need to look just a little bit to the side, and you can't do it with the camera head just the way it is, so that mirror can really come in handy sometimes.
And think about pest inspection too. If you're looking to find, if you have termites in the wall, cockroaches, any type of pest in your wall, in your house, or even place of business, this is a great way to find them as well. With maybe not have the need to put down toxic chemicals, you can see if you have it.
Absolutely. We actually had a couple pest inspectors, actually not more than a couple, but plenty of pest inspections call us and tell us that they're using this right now. We've also had National Geographic is using this on some of their photo shoots.
Really?
To stick down snake holes and things like that. So.
Well, it's better than sticking your finger down there, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to stick my finger down there. So.
That's true. Well, Brian, I want to thank you for joining us on the show today. And again, tell folks how they can find out more information about the Ridgid SeeSnake Micro. Great.
Actually, just visit www.ridgid.com, and that's spelled RIDGID.com.
And that's the RidgidSnakeTool.com. Folks, get it. Grab it right now. A perfect gift for the holiday. And Brian, thank you for joining us here on the Home Solution Show.
Thanks a lot, Jack. Have a great weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.